is how to finalize, in this case, the senior movie, but any larger project, to where you're going to export it to a DVD or a Blu-ray disc. In this case, the senior movie, and this is the 2016 senior movie. I titled it 2017 for the future purposes, but what I want to show you how to do is to mark chapters or to create chapters, so that way when you're navigating through a DVD menu and or jumping ahead in the clips, you can go to the next segment. So to get started here, let's start off by adding those chapter markers. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to hit the M key at the very beginning of the movie, and you can see down here I have a blue marker, nothing new. But if we right click on this marker, we have the option to change it to a chapter marker, which is orange. If you double click a chapter marker, there's some ability to add text to it. In this case, this is the intro, so I can title it. And when I'm done with that, you'll also notice that there's now this orange pin that can be used to set the thumbnail image for that chapter. This is nice if you're doing a chapter menu in your main menu of your disc and allowing you to see that iconic shot for that segment. It'll still start where the marker is placed, but that one shot, in this case, I'm going to find a piece of drone aerial footage, and ooh. So let's see if I can't. Okay, so a shot from the air. I actually had a specific shot in mind, but having a hard time getting to it. Let me back up here. All right, this shot where we're flying down the stream I think is a pretty cool one. So what I've done is I've just dropped my marker directly on top of that. So I have my thumbnail of that pin is on the flight down the stream, and the marker is now sitting at the very beginning of that segment, the very beginning of our video. The same thing would go where any other transitions take place, any other segment starts. In this case, there's an interview, so I can drop another marker, again, make it a chapter marker, and then by double-clicking on it, I can title it, and I can also move the pin to a specific location that would show whatever that segment is currently titled. So this is one of the last steps in which to organize your media for exporting to a DVD or a Blu-ray disc. So I believe when this senior class created their video, they had 21 chapter markers. In this case, I'm just giving you an example of how to set the first two. Once this is done, all of your chapter markers are good to go, and you want to export this for, well, a disc. I'm going to click on the export button, and there's a bunch of options here. DVD, which is not HD. If we click on it, we can see what the actual standards are. We can actually see here that we're dealing with a 720 by 480 video, still 2997 frames per second, but is a much lower resolution when you export it to a DVD. The file size is 3.91 gigabytes, and you're sitting right around 4 gigabytes is the maximum size for your senior video to fit on one DVD. So you need to be aware of that, and if you get out to an hour and 20 minutes of senior video, you may run out of space, and it may not want to fit on a DVD. Sorry, I tried to jump back and forth here. Under the Settings tab, there is some other main menu stuff that we can deal with as far as creating a chapter menu and how you want this to play. In this case, in actually the 2016 video, we just went straight to playing the movie. We didn't even use a menu. You can also go to a menu feature to where you have to select to play the movie or go through a chapter by chapter if you wish to, navigation. But again, these are some DVD authoring options. You'll need to make sure that your DVD burner is selected. In this case, I have the one built into my laptop, but we have external drives that plug into our iMacs before you go and actually share this content. Let me get out of here. As we now have some Blu-ray burners, if you click to burn a Blu-ray disc, what you'll notice is that the resolution of your video is now available. So now I'm 1280 by 720 because this is actually a 720 export that I'm using, but we could also export it full HD 1920 by 1080, which is a much higher resolution image and a nice clean picture. You'll also start to notice that the file size will jump up. In this case, not so much because it's still a 720 video, not 1920 by 1080. But Blu-ray allows you to support, I believe, up to 25 gigabytes for a single layer Blu-ray disc and 50 on a dual layer. So a whole lot more space for a lot larger file sizes dealing with full HD or 4K video. The file sizes would be much larger. So in either case, you would put a disk into your computer and then click Share to author that DVD. Once that is completed, you'll need to play it and verify that the export worked the way you wanted it to. And if that has happened and we got a good, nice, clean burn, a nice, clean export, that is when we can take it to the next step and send it out to be duplicated.